Well, that's wonderful. Again, it's great to see you. What's that? Oh, you just wrapped up finals. That's wonderful. How did it go? Do you feel confident in your academic efforts this time around? Well, that's great. Well, that's also to be expected. You can't perfect score everything, you know. Well, I have high hopes for you. I know how hard you studied for those exams. Say, by the way, aren't you taking any summer classes this, time around? You are. And if I remember correctly, you aren't going to be able to get the same type of scholarship because of the credit hours that's, coming up for that. Do you have any way you're going to pay for that? Sweetie, you can't hide these things from me, okay? No, you're not supposed to pick up another job to pay that off. No, listen, this is what I'm here for, okay? Yeah, it's seriously nothing. Like I said, I'm in an even better position than I was before. This is nothing. It's completely okay. And don't worry about ever having to pay this back, okay? Think of it as myself investing in your future as well. Of course. Yeah, here. Let me just write out this check to you. Sorry if I'm a little old school, but it's easier to track these things. So how much do you need for this upcoming summer semester? Okay, perfect. And you're not just making up that number, right? You're not lowballing me. Like, what is the total amount that you owe the university? Okay, just making sure. Alright, so hold on to that. And that's for this semester, okay? Okay, so, while we're on the same topic, okay, before we jump ship, that also means fall semester is coming up. I do understand you have your scholarships and all of that, but that won't be online like the summer classes you're taking. Exactly, so it's about that time where we need to start thinking about how we're going to fund your, on-campus housing. Yes, because your scholarships do cover and help out with your tuition, but this is completely separate. Oh, don't worry, sweetie. Listen, I got a bonus, okay? And I've already used, most of it on myself, so everything that's left over really has no bearing on me. Yeah, so I just need a rough guesstimate. Definitely highball it. It's always better to be safe than to be sorry. So what is the highballed amount for what you'll be owing on a monthly basis? And we're just including, rent, utilities, groceries, random expenditures that you'll need, gas, parking, all that. You know what, let's just round it. Okay, let's round up. Okay, perfect. Okay, we'll stick with just $1,000 a month. How about that? That should help cover all of your basic necessities, as well as rent, because you're not rooming with them anymore. So you have to figure out new housing. Okay. Well, how about this? You could... Actually, I have something cheaper for the long run. How about I buy out a house nearby, and we can rent it out? Yeah. That way we can also collect, a little bit extra on a monthly basis. It'll be me and you, and then we can have one or two other more roommates. We'll make sure it's a big enough house. Okay, we'll kick the can down the road. Okay, we'll put a pin in that for later. But as for now, an expected allowance of about $1,000 a month, I think that's fairly reasonable. And if it's ever not enough, absolutely let me know, okay? That is no issue for me. one more thing. Okay, I'm sorry for being, very pushy with all this. But you know how I get when it comes to you and your studies, right? This is important. I'm not blowing this money on Louis bags and sports cars or anything like that. Like, this is your future. This is important. Right. I do remember you mentioning you wanted to do study abroad, but you just didn't have the money for that because it is quite expensive. Well, it doesn't have to be a whole semester thing, but if you want to do something like over the winter or over the next, summer break, would that be something you're interested in? Okay. Yeah, and I can absolutely travel alongside with you. So, in case you're ever worried about being alone, you'll obviously have your classmates and whatnot, but just offering a helping hand. Well, it definitely helps that I work remotely and from home, so I have the flexibility to work anywhere. Well, I want you to start thinking about that, okay? So we can start making plans for it. If you'd like, we can definitely do study abroad in China. I know you wanted to study up on your Cantonese. I think that would be a great idea. Sweet, yeah. And I'll brush up on mine as well. Okay. Alright. Okay, sorry. Okay, I got that all out of the way. So, what would you like to do today? I know you just wanted to meet up for lunch, but is there anything you would like to do later today? If you just want to do something low-key, that's absolutely fine too. We don't always have to go out and spend money. I know I have a bad habit about doing that sometimes. I just like treating you, my love language is gift giving. That's just how I am. I'm just hardwired like that because, my parents never really did that with me. And I actually looked this up. It turns out your love language is whatever you lacked most growing up. Apparently. That's not a hard factor, statement for anyone. But it kind of makes sense.